This time I'd like to call to order the 11 December 2023 Jackson County Commission meeting, and I'd like to welcome everybody that's here. We have a number of items on our new business agenda tonight and several items to discuss in our work session agenda. At this time, I'd like to ask Ms. Johnson, the Assistant County Administrator, please call the roll to establish a quorum.
District 1, Commissioner Gully.
Present.
District 2, Commissioner Kennemer.
Present.
District 3, Commissioner Buckner. District 4, Commissioner McBride.
Present.
We do have a quorum. Thank you very much. And this time, I'd like to ask everyone to please stand. I'd like to ask Mr. Porter to offer our invocation, and I will read our Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray. God our Father in heaven, we are truly blessed to be citizens of this wonderful country and this wonderful county. We're thankful for all the material blessings we have. We're also thankful for the spiritual blessings, especially this time of year as we look forward to discussions and recognition of the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. So thank you for this time of year. Thank you for all those that serve the public in so many different ways. Pray you'll watch over us and guide us. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In your packet is the agenda for tonight's meeting. Give me a second to look over that. Do I have a motion to approve the 11 December 2023 agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have a second? Any questions or discussion? If none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. The agenda is approved. Any awards or presentations? If none, do we have a speaker? Let me see the sheet, please. So we do have a speaker for tonight, Mr. Danny Smith. Mr. Smith, if we have a podium here for you, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions just for the record. Would you please state your full name?
Danny Smith.
And are you representing yourself? Or
I'm representing County Road 169.
I'm sorry?
Representing County Road 169.
The citizens of
Yeah.
County Road 169.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, I'll offer you 5 minutes.
We just need water. That's just point blank. I've come to a few commissioners before y'all. Nothing was really ever done. It's gotten so bad over. Our wells wasn't this bad for the past 10 years. It's gotten worse. We've got water all around us, but it seems like County Road 169 is forgotten about. And ever since it rained the other night, this is my water right now. This is my neighbor's water. We go through wash machines. My neighbors up the road, no difference. But it wasn't this way, but something's happened. It's changed. Construction, I don't know what's changed. But we live with this every day. All my neighbors live with this. And I just would like for y'all guys maybe to help us out and get some water put in. I've been living with it now for 12, 13 years. When you can't wash clothes, would you want to take a bath now? That's what we live with. You know, I bring it up to certain commissioners in the past. It goes here, leaves here. That's just facts. I'm not talking about y'all, I'm talking about others. But we need something done bad. Really, it would help us out a lot.
Okay. Any questions, comments?
How many families live on?
There are 15 houses around through there. It's 2.3 miles from the start of water to no water. I mean, all the way around to the last house is 2.3 miles. There's 3 mobile home lots. They were mobile homes, but they had to move out because the water's just so bad over there. From time you cross tracks to the last house is the last house didn't Alabama Power think land takes over. So I don't think nothing will ever be built past that point. It's 2.3 miles. Everybody around there lives with this type of water, you know. I tried to get a few to come with me. Everybody's working or elderly, so I'm here just speaking for all of us, you know. I have been to Jackson County Water Board. They have approved it. They have offered to pay 20%. I want to do the whole road. That's what they state. They gave me an estimate on it, what it costs to do it. So if y'all want a copy of the estimate.
I know I've talked to you before, and I've approached the board members of the Jackson County Water Authority about this, and I know the water situation's gotten worse since the farmers between you and 72 have drilled wells for irrigation on their fields. So, and I know the folks over on 72, water situation got worse for them. Water was ran over there, but water runs down. Is it 42 or 45? 45 down through there, and you're the loop road off of that.
We're the only person factor that doesn't have water. There's water all around us, and they've got it here where they just shoot under the tracks all 45 and make the loop and take care of it. They said they would like, Jackson County Water Authority said they'd like to knock it all out at once and be done with that side of the highway, you know, because they've done a lot over there. But I've noticed that I always thought that we've been forgotten about because we're just a little loop in that area that don't have water, you know. My wife's ruined a 300 a hot tub because of this. She had to rinse her hair out in the hot tub because she was taking a shower, and I've got a $2,500 filter system on my house. And after the rains, this is what I live with. It'll be this way for a week. It's not.
Let me ask, you made a comment that Jackson County Water Authority said something about share?
They offered to do it all, and they offered to pay 20% on that right there. They said they couldn't afford it all with all the other stuff, but that's what they offered to pay, 20% of this.
So they're offering to pay, they're willing to do it.
They're willing to do
Only
it.
pay 20% of the cost to do it.
Yep, that's what they said they could afford.
And that's from the,
Point from the tracks all the way around to the other side, the last house,
but what part is that, from the board of the water authority or the manager?
the board. I went to the meeting.
Okay.
See, I've approached Mr. Chairman, I've approached the board about this water situation, some board members a couple of times, and they're yet to respond back to me other than the fact that they've told me there's not enough houses to be served on that loop.
That's what I
It'd be feasible for them to run water, and,
I went to a meeting last Tuesday night with all of them. I guess as soon as, they said they didn't realize it was this bad. I said, yeah. And they approved it, voted on it, said they voted, paid 20% to do it, and they would get in there and do it.
All right, let me ask, are there any other questions, comments?
Well, my comment is I hate that you're living with that.
Well, it's not just me, it's
Right.
everybody on that road.
it's not going to get any better.
Oh, it's getting worse.
Well, this is an issue the commission might take up with the water authority. For them
Anything,
to
I
suggest,
appreciate
for them
anything
to
y'all do.
suggest that they're only going to pay 20% of something that's their responsibility to do is,
Their statement was they would wipe out their budget for emergency. If they had an emergency, they couldn't take care of that.
Okay.
That was their statement.
all right, this is something we need to take up with the water authority because they are a separate entity within the county. I will just be candid with you, we appoint members to that board, not all of them, but we have no authority over them. And so, but it is, I'm just gonna lay it out there the way it is for us. It's time we had a discussion with them about this and their responsibility. Okay,
Appreciate it.
anything else, guys?
Thank you for coming.
I know I've spoke with you before over at the shop, and about a week later I rode that road. Are all the houses have people living in? Are all the homes?
All the homes there now do.
Okay.
Yep.
I would agree with you, you need water.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no doubt about that, but we need to have a discussion with that thought.
And I thank you for, taking the time and the effort to come and
Yeah.
talk to us.
I gotta have something done. I mean, like I said, the wells wasn't this way. And construction around us doing this, people doing it, and it's changed the whole road, and now our water's useless.
I think this is not a discussion of how many houses are on the road. This is a discussion of unsafe water.
Yeah, well, I had my water tested, because a guy come in out of Huntsville wanting to put a filter system in. He tested, he said, never drink this water. He said if the health department, they'd condemn it instantly. I was like, well, it's funny, I can't get water, but I gotta do what I gotta do right now.
Okay. All right. Well, let me say thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
With that, we'll move into the new business portion of the meeting. And first on the agenda is in your packet are the minutes from our November 27, 2023 meeting. Give you a minute to take a look at that. So do I have a motion to adopt the minutes from the November 27, 2023 meeting and work session?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, have a second?
I'll second that.
Second. Any discussion, questions? None? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next in your packet is the holiday schedule. This schedule reflects the holiday schedule that we have from the state for year 2024. There's one exception, it's Good Friday. The commission over the past number of years has voted to approve Good Friday as a holiday for Jackson County. So that is the one addition to this schedule. Do I have a motion to approve the 2024 holiday schedule for Jackson County?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any questions or discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. At our last meeting in the work session, we had a discussion about a local road safety initiative program. In your packet is the agreement. It is an agreement between the state of Alabama through the Alabama Department of Transportation and Jackson County Commission. And it is an agreement for guardrail and guardrail in anchors on 3 sites. And the first site is on County Road 48. And that is over Stringer Creek, I'm sorry. And Site 2 is County Road 30, and it's over a tributary of North Saudi Creek. And Site 3 is on County Road 30, and it's over a tributary of North Saudi Creek. The agreement here is a grant for $353,700. You'll see that on your second page under item B, estimated cost. With the state providing $318,330, and the county share, 10% would be $35,370. We had a discussion last time about whether that could be in-kind work or is it a funded share. It is a funded share, as I understand, Mr. Kimball. And we have looked at fund availability to cover that. We could cover that cost out of our general fund, Fund 112. Right now, we have for the year about $1.3 million estimated in that fund. So the recommendation is to approve this with funds coming out of Fund 112. So do I have a motion to approve and sign an agreement with the state of Alabama for a local road safety initiative program project?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a motion, have a second?
I'll second that.
Have a second, any questions or discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. Next, we have a request from Mr. Campbell, our county engineer, and from our Public Works Department for extension of probationary period for a lead mechanic. This mechanic has been employed at Public Works as lead mechanic since June the 1st, 2023. Has had good performance. He has obtained a Class A CDL permit and is awaiting the performance testing to be done, but due to scheduling, we've not been able to get that done today. So Mr. Campbell is requesting to extend probationary period for the employee for an additional 6 months to be able to get the testing scheduled and completed. Do I have a motion to approve extension of probation period for the employee at Public Works Department?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any questions? Discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next in your packet is a resolution. As I think everybody in Jackson County is now aware of, recently there was a change in the designated market area, moving our principal source of television viewing for all matters from the Huntsville market area to the Chattanooga market area. This resolution is a statement by all 5 of us commissioners requesting that the Federal Communications Commission change back from Chattanooga designated market area to the Huntsville designated market area. One of the principal reasons that we request making this request is the importance for the safety and welfare of our citizens to have very advanced information regarding severe and dangerous weather that's coming into Jackson County. The Huntsville market area does that by providing tracking weather as it crosses the Mississippi line into Alabama. And they provide detailed information on tracks as well as timing of tracks of severe weather. And this allows us to work, our EMA office to work. It provides advance notice to our citizens, which is very important to our residents' safety and welfare. Now, there are other issues as well. It's the ability of our citizens to be apprised and gain information, whether it's political information or sports information or information that's just good for the welfare of the citizens of Jackson County. We are not getting that kind of information from a DMA area that is tagged to Chattanooga. We probably all saw that in this past weekend with the weather situation that we had here. So, with the resolution, we make a statement. We're requesting the FCC to change. But I will tell you that we're also starting the procedure to initiate efforts to put forth a formal recommendation to the FCC to change us back to the Huntsville market area. We are working with Senator Britt's office, Senator Tubble's office, as well as Congressman Strong's office. And I want to say thank you to Congressman Strong and his office, because they have been working this for about 3 weeks now from the time that we first saw this taking effect. And so I'd like to say thanks to Congressman Strong himself, as well as his Chief of Staff, Payne Griffin, and Dylan Smith, as you know, who works across North Alabama. With that, I will read resolution. It's Resolution 2328, and it states, whereas the mission of the Jackson County Commission as the governing body of Jackson County is to provide leadership, resources, and citizen services to the people who live, visit, and work in Jackson County, Alabama, and to provide an adequate level of government services to ensure the health and safety of the citizens of Jackson County. Whereas the Federal Communications Commission has moved Jackson County, Alabama out of the Huntsville, Alabama designated market area into the Chattanooga, Tennessee designated market area based on a recommendation from Nielsen. And whereas Jackson County is located in the state of Alabama and the Central Time Zone, and Chattanooga, Tennessee is located in the state of Tennessee and in the Eastern Time Zone. And whereas Jackson County has been in the Huntsville, Alabama DMA for over 50 years, and Jackson County has over 6,000 residents who are employed in and commute daily to Huntsville, Alabama. And whereas all news, weather, and sports are focused and connected to contiguous counties in North Alabama and not Chattanooga, Tennessee. And whereas the North Alabama regularly experiences severe weather that includes tornadoes and flash flooding as well as river flooding from the Tennessee River. And whereas the prevailing and consistent weather in North Alabama is effectively and proactively broadcast by all 4 Huntsville television stations. And whereas data provided by one Huntsville television station identified a total of 331 combined warnings issued by the National Weather Service in Huntsville between the periods of 2018 and 2023 for North Alabama and broadcast by all Huntsville television stations. And whereas the important and life-saving coverage of severe weather of all types and National Weather Service warnings is communicated across the entire Tennessee Valley prior to entering Alabama until it travels out of Alabama via the Huntsville, Alabama television stations, but not by the Chattanooga television stations. Now therefore be it resolved that the Jackson County Commission located in Jackson County, Alabama strongly requests, encourages the Federal Communications Commission to return Jackson County, Alabama to the Huntsville, Alabama designated market area based on viewing share data, home state and time zone, past long history of service, cultural ties from weather, traffic, and employment, and strength of citizen. With that, let me ask our EMA Director, Director Smith, I know that you've initiated a survey among the citizens of Jackson County. And can you give us a result of the survey now? I know the survey's going to run for about another week. So if you could give us some results of the survey you've initiated.
So we sent out a very simple 5-question survey, and we basically asked folks who their internet provider was, who their television provider was, where they lived in the county by zip code, and where do they get the majority of their weather and news information from. Huntsville, Chattanooga, social media, and it's 10 to 1 the folks that we've talked to or got surveys from so far, and that's about 2,400 folks. It's 10 to 1 Huntsville.
So that means about 96, 97% of the
More like 98
respondents,
99.
98 to 99% responded with Huntsville.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, and appreciate you keeping track of that and giving us an update of the survey as you finish. So with that, do I have a motion to approve and sign a resolution to request that the Federal Communications Commission return Jackson County, Alabama to the Huntsville, Alabama designated market area television viewing area? Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, have a second? We have a second. Any questions, discussion, or comment?
I think this is the way that things should be handled. I appreciate you leading the charge on this because this is one of these things that just does not make sense to the people that actually live here, and we're not just some random spot on the map. It is important where we get our weather from. It's our source of information, and so thank you to everybody who's been vigilant on this. I appreciate all the people that have filled out surveys because this is something that I've heard a lot about from actually this started a year ago when we made our DC trip from the chamber, and Philip Cheney was adamant about making the elected officials aware of what it would do and what kind of impact it would have. And so I'm thankful for his foresight in this, and nobody did anything last year when maybe some of this could have been prevented, but appreciate the work.
So with that, any other questions or comments? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. And we will get this submitted as quickly as tomorrow. Next in your packet, you have a request from Director Chad Coleman, Director of our Council of Aging. The hiring committee has made a recommendation to fill an open substitute transit bus driver position in the Council of Aging. The position is a grade 1, step 1 position. Do I have a motion to approve the hiring committee's recommendation for the vacant substitute bus driver position for Council of Aging?
Make that motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A second. Any questions or discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Another request for hiring is from Commissioner Jeff Arnold, our Revenue Commissioner, and the recommendation is requesting that Jackson County Commission approve the hiring to fill the vacant mapping and appraisal tech position. This position will be set as a grade 5, step 1 position. Do I have a motion to approve the hiring committee's recommendation for the vacant mapping and appraisal tech position in the mapping and appraisal office?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any questions or discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. That concludes the new business portion of our meeting. Again, I want to say thanks to everybody that has worked to fill out the survey that we have requested. I would also request that people, if they would, to share that survey and request others to fill it out. So, thank you. Now moving into the work session. First discussion item is solid waste. We have two issues to discuss tonight. One is rental accounts, regarding rental accounts, and the other is annual accounts billing.
Good evening, Chairman, Commissioners. I believe y'all have this paper before you. So this is just something we're trying to implement for renters. When they come and rent property, they come sign up and they already have to have a rental agreement to get signed up on service. But what we're seeing is renters is getting a bill, a high bill, and then they're going out of the county or state or wherever, and we have no way to get in contact with them. And then they have a high bill and we don't have a way to collect that bill. And the landlord is not responsible. And we try to get the landlord to pay, and they're not paying. So we've had several, since I've been as director, we've had several has happened like that. So this is something we drew together. I had Ms. Porter look at it. It's been several months ago. And this is kind of what we come up with, where we can keep the landlord responsible if the renter doesn't pay. That way, after we send the citation after 90 days, because the renter will still get the citation and everything else, but after they don't respond to us, and we can contact the landlord and say, hey, we can't get a hold of them to pay, and they might have done moved out. We've had that happen before too, where the landlord went to the house because they hadn't paid them either, and they just packed up and left. So so this is something we're wanting to implement to help collect solid waste bills.
Okay, any questions?
No, sounds like a good plan. The only question I have is this is just as a fallback if the renter doesn't pay?
Yes, sir.
And because to me, I think it's something that the renter, the owner could roll into the cost.
I'm hoping that's what, if we approve this, I'm hoping that's what eventually will happen, is they'll put that in the cost, and then we won't have to worry about it. That's our goal.
Yeah, I mean, because I know in various places that I've rented, you know, sometimes you're sharing utilities, and so that's rolled in, or groundskeeping. It's just part of the cost, and so.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, thank you.
So basically what I understand here is if you have a renter, your property owner, you have a renter, they get delinquent, before your next renter comes in and a new account will be opened, they have to catch up the old account.
Yes, sir.
And then what bite would we have to enforce that, to make sure that happens?
The same bite we already have.
Issue a summons.
Right.
So a summons would then be issued to the property owner.
Yeah, because they would sign here saying that they're responsible.
And how are we going to disseminate this information to the property owners in the county that rent?
So right now, how we work is the property owner you already have to get a rental agreement to get garbage service. So we would just add this to the process. When you get the rental agreement, they have to fill this out too.
Okay.
So with that, if they're delinquent, we're talking about the same process as we're using right now to collect delinquent bills. It's a summons process and through the court system.
And is this a go forward with new?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We want to put this on new business for our next meeting. Okay, we'll do that. Next is annual accounts billing.
Everyone have this sheet? So again, we're trying to clean up, make Jackson County Solid Waste more efficient, and this is one way we think that can help make it more efficient. You can see the annual customers, how many we have. You see how many annual customers we have on paying. So right now there's 12 bill codes for annually. So you have January through December. What we're trying to do is change that to just January only. So right now the incentive to go annually is a 5% discount. That's in process right now, in place. So what we're asking the commission is to approve another 2% where we'll have a 7% discount, but we'll only offer it in January. That way we're not sending out bills throughout the year. We get it all knocked out as much as we can in January. We still offer the quarterly. You can see here there's 9,623 customers that are paying quarterly. So what our goal is to offer a 7% discount and try to get that 9,623 number down much as possible, where we're not having to send out 4 bills, 4 citations, so forth. Trying to cut it down to just 1 bill a year versus if they don't pay 1 citation. And you can see the cost at what it could save. It's roughly what we figured, it's $1.70 per customer that'll switch from quarterly to annually. So, y'all have any questions?
Well, I guess my question is, do we have a sense in the county of folks who may not have? A lot of people are living off of what they get month to month. And they're paying a monthly rate of, or a quarterly rate of what they're paying, and they can make that. But would they, do we have a sense of people maybe not be able to pay $178 in one lump?
All I know is you can just see the number of how many quarterly customers we have. I don't have an idea of, I can tell you with citations, how we mail out where they don't pay quarterly, anywhere from, this last one was right at 400 citations, what we were going to have to mail out. So every quarter we'd have to mail out, say, that many, but it ain't always that number. So what we changed it up a little bit. Instead of just mailing a letter, I had them call, which it's 400 people, but I had them call them first and just say, hey, you know, you're due. And that brought it down to 178 last I heard. So it brought the number down a good bit. But does that answer your question?
Well, I do believe that the idea of doing this annually cuts down the expense that we have for this.
It cuts down.
But
Yes,
it really is taking into consideration, are there citizens out there that could not afford a quarterly payment of 178?
Well, we'll still offer the
I'm
quarterly.
sorry. Go ahead.
We'll still offer the quarterly. I'm not doing away with it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
What we're trying to do is right now we offer 12 annually bill codes, and it's just it's in our system we got to keep up with. So what we're trying to do is eliminate 12 annually to just January. That way it's an incentive. Hey, I'll sign up in January and I'll get 7% knocked off. Now again, if you can't afford it, you can still do quarterly payments.
Okay. All right.
What
That answers my
what
question.
percentage do they get off for quarterly?
There's no discount for quarterly.
So you get a discount if you go annually?
Right now, you get a
save the
discount.
money
You get
by postage and...
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But nobody pays monthly.
No, sir, there's
It's all
no, there's no,
Quarterly is the minimum.
yeah, yes, sir.
Annual, semi-annual, and quarterly.
Yes, sir. And so again, what we'd like to do is change it from just annually, January, and do quarterly. And then if we do a semi-annually, do January and July, the same thing, and just where there's 2 times.
Yeah.
It's cutting down a lot of
Okay.
the work.
Okay, very good. So, my Sand Mountain math here, that means that you're gonna do a billing in January, but you won't bill in February and March, and so
Well-
does that freeze up that, or do you?
We'll still have a quarterly.
Do you have people that just roll into wherever they?
Yeah, so right now we have roughly 500 customers that are annually in January, and then the rest, the 700, is just spaced out through the year. I don't know the exact each month. And then the only other one in February would be like quarterly or semi-annually, but again, we'd want to do away with semi-annually to where it's just January and July. So again, it's less work on the employees.
Okay. Well, I like the effort here in looking at how can we save money at this and how can we save the customer money at this, because I think you're
If we
you're
save, they
rewarding
save.
yeah, you're rewarding them to say, hey, just do less of this, which for me, to the chairman's point, for me, if I don't have to remember to do something 12 times or even 4 times, then it's more likely to get done. I can remember, hey, let's write this check. But also to his point, I think, we always have to be mindful, but as we've alluded many times, there are ways that people can get relief from their bill, and so I think this is very good work, and I applaud your mindset here.
I appreciate that you consider that some people may only be able to pay quarterly in your line.
Yes, we're still allowing that.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
Thank you.
So with this, this requires the commission to approve, given you're changing the billing cycle, so.
Yes, sir. It would-
Put this on the.
It'd be fine to be on the next agenda.
Next agenda?
Yes, sir, for approval.
Okay. Mr. Porter, is that right? We would need to. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right, thanks very much. Next, we've had previous discussion about recommendation of a new camping reservation system for the park that's much more efficient. So, Mr. Freeman?
All right, thank you, Chairman, gentlemen. One of the other areas that's been identified at the park that is in need of overhaul is our reservation process. Currently, in the past, you have to call into the park office, check availability to make changes to a current reservation, cancel, or to make the reservation from the get-go. Occasionally, we'll run into a situation when we go to take payment over the phone. People are apprehensive about providing their credit card information over the phone, which in this day and age, that's completely understandable. With these softwares, I provided 2 of the ones that of the several I've demoed, Firefly and CampSpot. And these 2 are they're pretty neck to neck as far as what they offer. Some of the benefits is going to be kind of like, I compare it to like different trim levels on a car, depending on what you want to offer, things like that, point of sales, and just different items like that. But I can definitely see this being a benefit not only to the employees at the park, but also to the customers, being able to instantly see what's available for rent, make their reservations, cancel if needed, things like that.
So they make their reservation online.
They would.
It doesn't require us to be on the phone entering reservation data into the
Correct.
system. Okay.
Yeah, and even after hours, if someone was to pull into the park at 6 o'clock at night looking for a camp spot, they'd be able to go onto the website, find the camp spot, gain access to the park, get everything set up without any interaction.
So that was going to be my question. So I can make the reservation I don't have to touch base with anybody, just, I got parking spot 57,
Correct.
and as long as 57's there and I'm able to hook in, you've already received my money, you may not ever even talk to me, I load up in a week and we go on somewhere else.
Correct. Any of the account admin would receive notification, hey, a reservation's been made. We could check, okay, that's tonight, let's see if any issues, issue their code for the gate to be able to get in, which we know the new one, it'll expire as soon as they leave. So it's all kind of in line with the new gate, the new cameras, and just trying to provide a better product.
Okay. And just curious, I don't want you to spend a lot of time on this, but just how much time is spent on taking reservations, changing reservations?
Out of an 8-hour day, I would say probably 5 hours is spent on the phone at the park.
So you're almost
Between myself and Connor.
gaining an employee here.
Yes. Yeah, and a lot of times, I mean, we'll have to go back and listen to messages because phone calls are coming in on top of phone calls. So,
That's a good sign.
Do we have an estimate of cost?
we do. So most of these softwares, they do it per reservation. It's a small fee per reservation, anywhere from $2 to $3 per reservation that can be passed on as a fee to the customer. So we could go into this at zero cost to us by passing that fee on, or if we want to pass on half of it, however we decide to do it.
Okay.
It's an online platform, and is there a contract?
Both of these are come and go as you please. You do not have to sign a long-term contract with either one of these two. I'm not sure about other softwares, but yeah. The only other cost that may be incurred is credit card machines. These two do not sync with the company that we're using currently. I can't remember their name, but they have other payment venues that we would be able to sign up with, and then that payment would, whenever we decide what the distribution schedule would be, would go straight to the bank.
So is this, I assume like an app-based program?
Not so much an app, but more like it's a website.
But would this be something that people in this realm would I'm gonna go to this site to book where it's available?
Yes.
Because there'd
and-
be multiple locations
Right,
for this.
and with both of these, they put our name and campground on different RV sites. Some of them are tied into Airbnb with cabin rentals and things like that. And it's not just campsites, it's cabins as well. Eventually, I'd like to continue to grow the software to include long-term rentals, marina, boat, or gas sales, things like that, all in this one software.
So potentially, I mean, this is an advertising agent
Absolutely, yes,
because you're going to your market.
yes.
Can that not be set to create a, make money? I mean, you said you would break even if we.
Well, you're gonna make money by
You're gonna
increased
make money.
reservations.
Yeah.
That's what-
Right, and with the algorithms and stuff that they have on there,
You like this one, so you'll also like this one.
exactly, it'll, if someone stays, it'll continue to send them text messages, emails, inviting them back. It will rack and stack our calendar to where we're minimizing non-rented spaces. We can set it up for dynamic pricing where if there's a sense of reservations are slowing down, it can put a small discount on the price and advertise it at that to try to rent those spots.
Or
You can
could we go vice versa on that? I mean, it's, well, hold on just a second on that. Is that something that we can do? Can we vary the price seasonally? Josh?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at Firefly.
I love that. That's how I wish everybody would answer questions. Yes.
Yes,
So, because I mean, if we're having a big 4th of July celebration, then maybe that's.
Yeah, and
something.
as we're setting it up, we will be building in our rules where, for cabins, 2-night minimum stay, holidays, it's gonna be an additional fee. Do you wanna guarantee a certain camp spot? we can charge a fee for guaranteeing that spot. So, because with the algorithm, it's gonna rack and stack and move people up until the day of their stay. So they may want one site, end up on another one just to keep our,
So back to you, John. I mean, did we not have to approve a rate increase?
Yes,
We did that.
we already did that.
We did that.
Okay, maybe I'm not asking anymore.
But he's not offering a discount.
Well, but it could
Oh, you-
fluctuate the other way.
well, it would depend on how we set up the rules. I don't think we would go above our current.
He has the authority to do incentive packages for folks. The campground has always had that.
But he's talking about preferred spots and things of that nature, which would be an additional charge.
It would, if we wanted to set it up in that manner.
What I would think you would need to do would be for y'all to choose a platform, and that's what I was doing, was looking at Firefly.
I know,
But
I just didn't want us to
And then
run down a rabbit hole, so.
Which of the two do you prefer?
Of the two that, I like Firefly.
And why? You know?
Ease of use, the customer portal is very user-friendly. I mean, it's just,
And I'd be curious what the traffic is on there, because again, to the point, if this is a popular site for campers, then that gets us in that loop, and we're not having to pay for that advertising.
Right.
We're part of their family.
Will you be able to set your software up with this so that your incentive packages are accounted for as people try to book?
what was that again?
The incentive packages that you have. If you book a week during the summer,
Yeah,
or
and these are all, I mean, just small scripts that you write in the rules section within the software that would take care of all that.
okay.
It automatically captures our tourism tax, county, city, I mean, whatever taxes are having to be pulled. So it's pretty legit.
So when I go to the internet to book a site, and I type in looking for an account site here in Jackson County, which one of these two would pop up first, you think, on the internet?
So it's probably gonna be Picky RV, which is one of the platforms that Firefly cross advertises on. And that's because it's a reservation based.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Recommend you come back to the commission. We'll put it on new business for the next meeting. And bring a recommendation to us at the next meeting. Okay. Thank you very much. Wanted Director Smith to give us an update on the community safe room. As you know, we put out a bid package. We did get one bid. That was from Aquamarine Enterprises Safety Shelters for $477,996. And that was, correct me if I'm wrong, for Pisgah School, North Sand Mountain section, and Woodville School for the four. Okay.
So as you were saying, we did get one bid that we could accept. We did get another bid that we had to reject because it didn't meet the bid guidelines. The bottom line is this has been a long road. We started this thing in March of 2018. So here we are, over 6 years later. We're starting to see the end of the road. We're not there yet. We're starting to see it. The original cost share, or the original cost on the shelter back in 2018 was $101,505. You could plan a shelter for $101,000. As Mr. Nance said, our bid for 4 of these was $477,996, which, as you can tell, does not math with $406,020. We're short on this bid $71,976. Now, in talking with the state of Alabama, I have learned that another county in Alabama decided not to go ahead with their project and returned their letter of intent, which freed up some more money. So I sent a letter to request a budget increase for the force shelter project of $119,000 for, $119,499 to make up the difference in those force shelters. Hang on. That was for the one shelter. $53,982 was the increase on it. They have sent that on to FEMA, and it will be up to FEMA as to whether or not they will increase the budget. More than likely, with the length of time that this has taken for us to get this awarded, it's looking good for that. I don't know how long they have to sit on this bid, or how long we can sit on this bid. I'm waiting on the federal government to give us money. So, you know, that doesn't happen with any swiftness. So that's the first four. Today, coincidentally, the Skyline Shelter was awarded $101,505, which we know based on the bid for the four is going to be short. So anticipating that, when we talked with the state about the first four, I also asked for a budget increase for the Skyline Shelter of $17,994 to finish that project. We're also waiting on FEMA to say yea or nay on that. I feel like they're going to approve it, I just don't know about the timeline. So that's where we are. They've all been approved, they've all been awarded, we just need a little extra funding to finish the project.
Okay, any questions?
Very good.
So I would propose that when you do get an agreement back from FEMA, that we put this on the new business. If it comes back negative, we need to have a further discussion.
Yeah, we'll need to jump on this quickly if it comes back on our side, because I talked to the folks at Arthur Marine last week. Steel prices are increasing daily, so this won't get any cheaper.
Okay. Thanks very much, appreciate it. Next on the agenda under commission is the coroner transport service. As you remember, we put out a bid request. We did not get a bid whenever was the date and time for bid openings. So we did reach out to Mac Mortuary Transport LLC in Gunnersville, and we had a discussion of that last meeting. So I'd like to turn it over to our coroner, John David, to just give an update on this. He's been in communication with Mac Mortuary.
I talked with the gentleman who owns Mac Mortuary Transport Service, and he told me that he had some people that were showing interest that live here in Scottsboro or Jackson County, that he would place a van in Jackson County. Because in the contract, we stipulated they had to be within 45 minutes anywhere in the county 90% of the time. And so he said that he would put a van in this area with a couple of people on it that would meet our expectations, you know. And the only thing I want to add to that is we should not, this is my opinion, we should not terminate any agreement with the hospital, even though we hire a transport service, because like a disaster or something like that, we still may need the animals to transport bodies sometimes. Like a good example would be when we had the tornado, I hauled 4 bodies in the back of my big truck to a place to get them up off the ground. And so, you know, these people, the transport service are willing to work with us, but we still need a backup plan in case something happened. We were on the scene one night, and they were sending the transport service, and one of them was involved in a wreck. And so, you know, we don't need to terminate the agreement with the hospital completely. And I think we need to make that clear with the hospital. But we will use transport service, you know, like 99%.
Sure. And that's a different issue from
Yes.
this, and
Yes.
that's an issue we
But,
need to have a discussion with the
Yeah,
hospital.
and they will, it's gonna be, what, $2.20 per body, and over 40 miles, it will be $2 a mile. If they travel anywhere in the county, it's gonna be $220. But if they go over 40 miles with the body on board, it's gonna be $2 per mile.
There was a question last time about, is this a loaded price? And it has come back that it is. It's from the scene to the mortuary.
Yeah, it's loaded, but the first 40 miles, there's not gonna be a charge. Anything over 40 will be $2 a mile. So if they go to Bryant and it's 45 miles, they're gonna charge us for 5 miles.
Okay.
Anyway, and as far as body bags and such, we're gonna provide our own body bags because I think we can do that cheaper than what they charge us for the body bag. And my deputies will have body bags in their vehicles whenever they ride on things. And I think it's gonna work out really well for everybody involved. We had to have a reason I was late for the meeting. We had a body that was laying in the ditch a while ago, but the ambulance service came and got it very quickly. And so, because I had to talk to the family before we make a decision.
And the recommendation is, let's keep the contract as is with the price for body bags in case
Right. In case
you have a
something happens,
situation
we have a
where-
disaster situation or something like that where
Yeah.
we have more than 2 or 3 bodies.
Yeah, so bags are available. Okay. Any questions, comments?
So does this mean we're gonna have to appropriate more money to the coroner office?
Yes, we are. Had that discussion today. What we're gonna have to do with this is we already have an account with the coroner's office for what we provide. We will have to amend the budget for what we would project to be the annual cost of this. But we have also discussed that we need to go look at another, we would have to do that initially, because we need to go then look at how we can recoup that.
I'm, to be on the safe side, I would recommend that, to be on the safe side, 12 bodies a month, to be on the safe side. Now, that's not what happens right now, but, you know, I average anywhere around 18 bodies a month. That I look at 18 deaths a month. I've had busy, the slowest month I've had was like 9 bodies, 9 deaths, and the busiest month I've had was 35.
And you're looking at implementing this effective when?
It'll be implemented whenever we sign the contract.
And I will get with him and he and I and Mr. Maintenance will just kind of, whatever y'all do about the contract that Porter knows about. And I will talk to him and as soon as we can get it started, we will.
We will have to bring back to the commission the approval to amend the budget for this, to include this as a part of the budget. And I would believe that we can get everything in agreement by the next meeting and bring that back to the next meeting. Okay, so we'll put it on new business to approve this and at the next meeting, as well as the amendment to the budget to accommodate cost. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all guys working.
Any other questions from anybody?
I just, the extra van you've talked about, is that coming out of their pocket? I mean, they're supplying that?
Yes.
Contract service.
Yeah, contract service, yes. I appreciate y'all and I appreciate the new office I got downstairs. I hadn't told y'all, but I moved out of the dungeon and I do have a window now, so I can see people passing by.
How much are we charging the coroner's office for the window view?
I'm not looking outside. A little higher.
Yeah, he was after me for 2 years to get him a new office. All right, thank you, sir. Next, Public Works, topic is 2023 County Rebuild Alabama Annual Report.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Chairman, gentlemen. As recipients of the County Rebuild and Federal Aid Exchange Fund, we are required to comply with certain provisions involved in that act. So before you is a report, and that is the 2023 County Rebuild Alabama Annual Report. This is a summary essentially of the work that was performed in 2023 and is required for us to submit to ACCA so they can in turn submit to the appropriate legislative officials to satisfy the reporting requirements of the law. This is for your review and study, and we certainly want to answer any questions you may have or make any corrections as you see them. But this report is required to be presented to you at the first meeting in January of each year. In that meeting, if you approve, it shall be entered into the minutes of the County Commission and shall be made available for public inspection, including posting on the county's website. So we're doing that in advance of that meeting so that we can make any corrections as needed or answer any questions that you may have regarding this report.
Okay, any questions?
Yeah, just for education's sake, the work that y'all did on County Road 67 came in at a lower mileage per mile rate than what we did on 33. Is that because of the width of the road there at 33 where it connects with 72, or why was that so much more?
Yeah, so County Road 67 was a pavement preservation project that was selected by the commission. So the essential difference in pavement preservation and a resurfacing like County Road 33 is we were able to preserve an asset that's primarily still in fair condition and return it to good. Once our section of roadway is in poor condition, then our options are basically resurfacing that. And as you can see from this report, the cost per mile increases, or the length that we're able to do for the same money changes.
I'm sorry, you may have said, when do you need us to approve this?
So if this can be included in the first meeting in January, and to be included with the minutes pending your approval,
Okay.
that will satisfy the requirements of the law.
Okay, any questions?
Because this has all been completed.
100% complete, yes, sir.
No issue with us approving it sooner?
I don't think so.
John?
No, it has to be approved by a certain date, right?
It actually is specific for whatever reason that the first meeting in January is
Well,
when
we'll make it first meeting in January.
And that's what Form says.
I'm a little overzealous if there's any or not, but if we need to make changes, we want to.
I would hate for
Okay.
you not to have been able to explain this.
Okay, so we will, Ms. Johnson will put that on the new business for the first meeting in January. Okay, anything else, Mr. Kemp?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that concludes our work session. We have a number of items that we will put on the next meeting, new business agenda. At this time, we'll move to reports from the staff, county administrator, county engineer. Any other comments?
Nothing further, sir. Thank you.
County attorney.
Thank you, sir.
Nothing. Anybody else comment? If not, we will move to comments from commission, District 4, Commissioner McBride.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Good to see Mr. Stewart here. The support's greatly appreciated. Hope everybody has a safe and wonderful holiday, and remember the reason for the season.
District 3, Commissioner Butler.
Couple things. One, we've enjoyed participating in some of the parades. Didn't get to make all of them for scheduling overlaps, which I hate that, but I understand people want to get it in. But it's been nice seeing people out and the excitement that the parade brings, and so it's been fun to do that. I do have one question, Mr. Campbell. Can you give me an update on 119? Where are we on that, and if possible, could you give me some options in the near future of things that we can do for 119?
Yes, we can. So we can certainly look at a couple of options with temps now. We ran into some delays with our equipment and making it ready. Now we're at a time where chip sealing's obviously going to be difficult. So we could look at some options on hot mix versus chip seal, and then some other options as it relates to hot mix as far as the other areas that I know are concerned and raised by you all about other sections of the roadway, how that plays into just doing perhaps the bridge approaches or including some of those other sections. So we can work on some options for your review.
We're gonna take a ride out there this week and take a look at what the options mean and turn it on the ground.
It is a beautiful bridge that I think will be there for certainly our lifetimes and maybe our children's lifetimes, and I'd love to have a good road to go over that.
Okay, anything else? District 2, Commissioner Kennemer.
No comment.
District 1, Commissioner Gully.
Well, Commissioner Kennemer and myself, I think we just completed a couple weeks ago our first year in office. So I think the commission works well together. It's an honor and privilege to have been here this first year, and I hope that we can continue the work that we're doing. And hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you.
Just from me, I think we all, I would say, remember those folks in the Nashville area, the families that have been displaced, the families that have lost family members. And we see that often in the area where we live, and so just keep those families in your thoughts and prayers. Also would like to comment that it's been a pleasure working, it is a pleasure working with all of you as we work to take care of the citizens and residents of Jackson County. So I truly appreciate the work that you're all putting in for that. And so with that, our next meeting date is December the 20th. That is a Wednesday. It will be at 5 o'clock that Wednesday here. And at this time, if I could have a motion to move into executive session for the purpose of possible litigation issue.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion to have a second.
I'll second that.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.